And I think we're there. Yeah, so I'm going to type in good morning here. I'm going to wave. Good morning, Cheryl. I'm typing in good morning on Instagram. All right. And now I'll go to Facebook and type in good morning. All right. Okay. There you go. Good morning. I am set here now. I had to get it together. Happy Sunday morning. Let's see. I just got something here. Let me let this person in. Approve. That's what it is. All right. So I am good. Ruth, good morning. All right. Let me make sure I got it together here. I'm back. Okay. Let me close this. All right. I have Janice on, Paula on, Angela on, Stephanie Davis on. Good morning, ladies. How are you? How are you doing? Happy Sunday morning. Hope everyone's morning's off to a great start. Fly Kelly's on. Good morning. Good morning. It is so good to see you. It is Sunday morning. I got a good night's sleep last night, and I can tell you, here's what I'll share. A good night's sleep is absolutely priceless. But I'm a little sluggish this morning. I'm moving a little slow, but God is good. I'm up. I got my coffee. So glad to see you, ladies. Thank you so much for getting up and joining me. Ruth is hanging out on Instagram along with Cheryl. Again, I have Judy, Stephanie, Carolyn, good morning. Got both of my Stephanies on this morning, Stephanie Davis and Stephanie Nichols, Angela Paula, Janice Fly Kelly. Ladies, again, I appreciate you getting up and joining me this morning. Happy Sunday morning. Hope your morning's off to a great start so far. Today, it's a good day. Good to see you. Good to be seen. The yeah, the Bears are playing here today, so I may get a chance to hit the lakefront. Yesterday, I was exhausted. I had a really busy week, so I shut down yesterday. I did absolutely nothing, and it was wonderful. Sometimes you just have to shut down and just take care of yourself and take care of your body. And that's what I did yesterday, and I got a good night's sleep last night. So it's on this morning. It is Sunday morning. Again, anybody doing anything exciting today? We're coming up to the end of October, believe it or not. Yes, today is the 22nd. Wow. Have you started to project your goals, what you want to accomplish between now and the end of the year? And have you started to think about next year yet? Well, I have. I've been working diligently on my goals. I have a few things in the works, and actually, this coming week, I'm going to shut down, and I have a project that I need to finish. So it's going to be all hands on deck. It's going to be an intense week, but I'm excited about it. So, and I will be sharing it with you. So remember, as you come on, type in good morning. Let me know that you're here because this is the best part of this, calling out your names and saying good morning to you. I am going to go ahead and get started so I don't keep you too long. I've been thinking about ego a lot lately. And I got to the point where I just had to say, well, even why are you thinking about ego so much lately? So I had to check myself. And it's funny because I was at this event on Friday. I had two events on Friday. And I was talking to this woman, and all of a sudden, that little voice said, "You need to slow your roll, Eva." And I looked at her. She was a sister. I looked at her and I told her, I said, the little voice just told me to check myself. Because I'm thinking, who do you think you are? Me. Who do you think you are? Because the situation wasn't that serious in the first place. But all of a sudden, my little energy went up. And then I said, that's what I'm going to talk about today. So today I'm going to spend just a few minutes talking about the pros and cons of both pride and ego because I found myself having to check my ego. my own inner voice asked, "Who do you think you are?" And I had to bring it down. And I was grateful that I heard that little voice. I was grateful that I could bring it down and look at the person and we both laugh. And I apologize. I don't think she saw it that way because she acted like she didn't know what I was talking about when I said the little voice just said bring it down. But I knew that it was my ego. So let's talk about ego and pride this morning. And again, as you come on, ladies, type in good morning, whether you're on Instagram or Facebook. Let me know that you're here so I can give you a shout out. So here we go. Pride and ego share a common thread as they both revolve around an individual's self concept. Good morning, Kim. Pride and ego are complex aspects of human nature. They both drive us forward and they can hold us back. Understanding their role in life's journey is important. It's essential for personal growth and achieving your goals. Both pride and ego are linked to one's sense of self worth, self respect, and recognition of personal achievements. They serve as motivators, driving individuals to believe in their abilities and strive for success while shaping their unique identities. In essence, both pride and ego play significant roles in boosting self esteem and self confidence, making them similar in their capacity to influence an individual's self perception and actions. So on Friday, when I was acting up, my little ego had kicked in, and all of a sudden it was about me. And I had to check myself. But you can balance pride and ego. They're interconnected, both tied to our self concept, self worth, and motivation. So here's pride, a source of motivation, pushing us to do our best, enhances self esteem and self confidence, offers a sense of purpose and resilience, and it encourages personal growth. That's what pride is. So that's the positive side of pride, right? And let's talk about the cons of pride. Pride. Excessive pride can lead to arrogance. It can make one stubborn and resistant to change. So there are pros and cons. Now let's talk about pros and cons of ego. Ego defines your self identity and individuality. It encourages self confidence. Self discovery and empowerment are products of embracing the ego. Now, here's the con: an overinflated ego can result in arrogance and closed mindedness. But you can balance pride and ego. And achieving a balance in pride and ego involves maintaining self confidence while avoiding arrogance and entitlement. You can achieve a balanced ego and pride by accepting feedback, empathizing with others, and staying open to personal growth. So, here are some signs of a balanced ego and pride. And as you're listening to this morning, can you identify any of your behavior in anything that I just said? So on Friday, when that little voice checked me, that little inner voice, and said, bring it down a notch, I was being arrogant. I'll say it. I was being arrogant. And the thing is, though, when you are trying to live your best life, when you are trying and focusing on being the best version of yourself And as my friend Carolyn Thomas says all the time, living, being intentional, you realize when you're going against being the best version of yourself, when you practice it, when you start to live it and embrace it, you start to realize when you're going against anything that's not aligned with you being the best version of yourself. And that's why that little voice checked me and said he would bring it down. And what I realized is I was being arrogant. So as you think about this, right? Fly Kelly said she sure can. Can any of you identify your behavior in any of the situations that I just described, pride and ego, the pros and cons? I know I can. If you can, give me a thumbs up. Like Kelly said, she sure can. I'll give you a thumbs up for me. So here are signs of a balanced ego and pride. Stephanie said, absolutely. And the good thing is about this, after listening to this today, you will be more conscious of it and aware. Because it's all about being the best version of yourself. And you can't be the best version of yourself by putting or thinking other people are less than or you are above them, because that's not what it's about. We already know that, right? Ruth gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. So signs of a balanced ego and pride. Self-confidence without arrogance, right? Openness to feedback, empathy and compassion, humility. Now, here's the thing about humility. If you are one of these people walking around here with your head above the cloud, right? Believing that you're above everybody else. Now, y'all already know I believe in God, so He will humble you. So think about this. Think about it. If you are one of these people, think about humility. So signs of a balanced ego and pride, healthy relationships, commitment to personal growth, and a healthy sense of self-worth. Stephanie says, yes, He will humble you. Janice said, amen. Because we all have experiences in life, right? And we've all been challenged. We've all had to realize it's not always about us. It's not about us at all when you think about it. So humility is so important. So striving for this balance is an ongoing journey of self-awareness and growth. By balancing your pride and ego, you can achieve your desired life while remaining open to learning and showing and being compassionate to others. Think about it. Now, how many of you after today, right, you're going to become more aware of your pride and ego? And that's what this is all about on Sunday mornings, helping you live your best life, be the best version of yourself. That's it. So think about this. If you can identify with anything that I just said, and if you feel like, okay, how can I overcome ego and pride? So let's talk about it. You know, if you feel like you need to check yourself, let's talk about how you can overcome ego and pride. It requires self-awareness. Everything begins with self-awareness. If you want to change anything, first of all, you have to be aware. So everything begins with self-awareness, reflection, and a commitment. So if you want to make changes, first of all, self-awareness, reflection, and a commitment to personal growth. Again, how can you overcome? Number one, I just said it. Practice humility. Recognize that you are not without flaws. And true humility is not about diminishing your self-worth, but remaining open to learning from others and acknowledging your imperfections. I want to repeat that one. Practice humility. Recognize that you're not without flaws. True humility is not about diminishing your self-worth, but remaining open to learning from others and acknowledging your imperfections. How many of you know someone when they walk in the room, they take the air out of the room because it's all about them? And they walk in like they are perfect, right? How many of you know somebody like that? Another one is self-reflection. Regularly reflect on your thoughts, actions, and interactions. And consider how your ego and pride may have influenced your decisions in relationships. Practice humility, self-reflection, and seek feedback. Actively seek feedback from trusted sources, right? Their insights can help you understand how your ego and pride may affect your behavior. Think about it. I put an article in the group yesterday about the ask. Steve Jobs. It's an article. It's a 2-3 minute read. It's in You Have the Power. Um, I found it. It's an article I'd been holding on to, so I shared it. And he said that's the difference between doers and dreamers, right? You have to ask. And some of us will need help and won't ask because of our pride. Another one, cultivate empathy. Empathy helps you to relate to others' experiences, preventing you, though, from feeling superior. And that's the thing, preventing you from feeling like you are over and above, superior. So you can practice empathetic listening and consider their perspectives and feelings of others. It's not always about you. When you get to a certain point in life, if you're not there yet, you realize it's not about you at all. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm sharing my opinion, my journey. When you get to a certain point in life, especially when you're talking about self discovery and personal growth and development, you realize it's not about you at all. For me, it's about how I can serve, how I can be the best version of myself serving others. Embrace change. An ego resistant to change can stunt personal growth. Be open to new perspectives, even if they challenge your existing beliefs. Adaptability is key to overcoming the rigidity of ego. Be open to new perspectives, even if they challenge your existing beliefs. Because here's the thing. So many of us have limiting beliefs and we're not even aware of it. When you start exploring your beliefs, then you realize some of the beliefs you grew up with. And in order for you to make changes and continue to grow, you have to challenge those beliefs. Dr. Cornelius says, I agree, it's not about me at all. I want to always be a servant. That keeps me humble. Yes. So let go of perfection. That's another one. Understand that nobody is flawless. Flawless. And it's okay to make mistakes because that's how you learn, right? That's how you learn. Don't let the fear of imperfection or the need to maintain a perfect image hold you back. Let go of perfection. Yes. And develop self awareness. Self awareness is the foundation for personal growth. And that's the key. Awareness be I can't even get it out. Awareness starts at home. Because we sometimes can be so quick to be aware of what's going on with someone else, right? That we don't even check ourselves. So love starts at home. You start by loving yourself first. Awareness starts at home. Focus on you. And the question, am I being the best version of myself? Be intentional because once you start living an intentional life, again, when your behavior, your thoughts, or your emotions are not aligned with what you desire, which is being the best version of yourself, you start to realize it immediately. Like I can wake up in the morning and my thoughts are off and they want to go down this negative road, but I've been doing this for a long time. Automatically, that little voice is like, not today. And that's why on Friday, that little voice said, oh, check yourself. Because this is not being the best version of yourself, coming in here huffing and puffing like, who do you think you are? Be intentional. The more intentional you are, the more intentional you become. So develop self-awareness. Again, it's the foundation for personal growth. Regularly evaluate your emotion, thoughts, and behavior to understand how ego and pride may influence your choices. And this awareness can enable you to detach from your ego-driven reactions. Think about it. Develop self-awareness. Be intentional. Set personal growth goals. Identify areas where you want to overcome your ego and pride. Set personal growth goals to track your progress. And build a supportive network. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage your personal growth. Share your journey with them and seek their guidance. And here's the thing, after today, you are going to notice your own behavior, right? And even when you're not, you know, you're not even being, and even when you're not trying to um, bolster your ego or your pride, if there are incidents where your ego and pride starts to show, you are going to be aware of it and you will check yourself. You're going to be more conscious of it. Here's the thing, you're going to be more conscious of other people's too, right? You'll notice how other people are treating other people. You'll notice how they're treating you. Dr. Cornelius says, you are in my lane this morning. Amen. That's it, being intentional. And the last one is be patient. Overcoming ego and pride is an ongoing process. Be patient and recognize that you may encounter setbacks along the way. I'm not going to say I encountered a setback on Friday, but I realized my little ego was showing. And because I focused on being the best version of myself, I realized it immediately. And that's the thing. Life is a process of evolution. Things happen. We're emotional creatures. We're human beings. So there will be times when we may not be being the best version of ourselves, but the key thing is to recognize it and get back to focusing and being intentional about being the best version of yourself. That's the thing. Because we're human beings, we can't say, well, this is never going to happen because life happens. But when you're going off the path of being the best version of yourself, because you're being intentional, you recognize it, self awareness, reflection, then you reel yourself back in, and that's okay. Just don't stay in that lane. Don't get in that lane of ego and pride, and recognize that you're in that lane and stay in that lane. Because if that's the case, then you have to ask yourself, am I being the best version of yourself? You have to ask yourself, am I being the best version of myself? Now, you may be okay with it, and that's okay. I'm not here to criticize. I'm just here to share, just to shed some light on some things. That's all. So, overcoming ego and pride requires self awareness, reflection, and commitment. Practice humility, self reflection, seek feedback, cultivate empathy, embrace change, let go of perfection. We all have flaws. Develop self awareness, set growth goals, build a supportive network, be patient. And remember, it's normal to have moments of ego and pride, but the key is acknowledging them and working towards maintaining a healthy balance that allows personal growth and meaningful connection with others. And a healthy relationship with pride and ego can empower you to live authentic and fulfilling lives while maintaining the humility and openness required for personal growth and meaningful connections with others. So I hope you found this valuable. So Judy, definitely food for thought to check ourselves. Oh, awesome words. I have to go back and listen to this again this week. Thanks, Judy. Dr. Cornelius, I am very conscious of how I treat others and how they treat me. She said, God gave me a discerning spirit, and I have learned how to use it for this kingdom and my own good. Ruth over on Instagram says, true humility to me involves bestowing grace upon myself, right? Some life lessons are harder than others and may require repetition before our aha moment. And that's the thing about repetition. The lessons that you are supposed to learn, we already know until we learn them. Situations repeat themselves and they show up differently until we get the lesson, until we get the aha moment. And getting to a point in your life, again, my opinion is getting to the point in your life when you recognize it's not about you, but how you can help others. When you get to that point in your life, that's an aha moment. I remember back in the day and being in this little corporate world and thinking I was all that. But I've been humbled. And I can tell you, it's a blessing to be able to serve. And sometimes my little ego get in the way and I get tired and I want to say, God, I want to quit. And then one of you will send me a little message. One of you, I get messages sometimes. Or you'll say something in here and it encourages me and shows me that it's not about me. And it inspires me to keep going. So every day I get up, I'm intentional. I'm becoming, as Michelle Obama would say, the best version of myself every day. I strive to be the best version of myself. And I think Kim, who's on here today, is the one that said, every day the best version of myself shows up. Kim, I think that was you that said that, right? It was one of the Kims. But anyway, that's the message. So I hope this will shed a little light. I can guarantee you're going to think about it this week. You're going to be more aware of your own actions and actions of people around you and how they're treating people. Dr. Cornelius says, woo, talk about the lesson. It's not about you. But obviously, We were all meant for this lesson today, right? That's why we're here. And that's why it kept coming up in my spirit. But this is what's so interesting. It was coming up in my spirit, and then here I go on Friday. My little ego just trying to show. And that little voice said, oh, God. God said, not you today. You're not going to do this. He's like, I brought you beyond this. So I'm grateful. I was grateful that I heard that little voice. So, whatever you're doing today, number one, thank you so much for getting up and joining me. I truly appreciate you. You're a blessing for me. So, thank you. Whatever you're doing today, stay safe. I think I got all of the comments. Um, I think I read them all. The test often, what did you say? I can't even see. This is from Fly Kelly. She said the test authenticates you teach this. Yes. All right. Here's the deal. It's Sunday. Whatever you're doing today, I hope you have a wonderful day. We have one more week in October, so I will see you back here next week. Love and blessings to you and your family. Stay safe and have a great day.